Ladies and gentlemen, what a great weekend. What a great week. Forget about weekend. Back to back drop points for Manchester City. Chelsea get a result with no new manager, with some of their best players out like Caicedo, Cucurella, and they still go and get a result away at Manchester City's ground. After they dropped points to Sunderland, after Arsenal went 7 points clear of them, they only peg 1 point back, meaning Arsenal now 6 points clear at the top of the Premier League table. Ruben Amorim gives a bombshell and says that he won't be signing a new contract. Interesting. We also see Spurs drop points again. We also see Liverpool drop points again. This weekend, everybody's dropping points. Man United, Man City, Chelsea, Liverpool. Did I miss somebody? Man United, City, Chelsea, Liverpool. Oh, did Arsenal drop points? No. Tottenham. That's who it is. Anyways, let's add these boys in. Let's get the channel going. But before we go any further, let you guys know the channel sponsor for today's video is none other than OK Jersey. You get 8% off. You can get great jerseys for £15. Some of these jerseys are high quality. You need to check it out yourself, guys. Go check out the website. The link is in the description right now. Let me add the boys. Vader's only here for a bit. Bice, what a result from Chelsea today with no new manager. You're under 21 manager. I see Arsenal fans are more excited than Chelsea fans. You don't seem excited.
Not. I'm really not.
Dayo's in the building. Dayo, how you doing, man? Chelsea did it.
See, Chelsea did what they had to do. That's their business, man. My thing is win or lose. No, I'm serious. Win or lose, I was still 4 points ahead. No. Let me something to you. Chelsea in the first half looked like they were going to get run over.
We're not talking about the game. Let me introduce everyone.
Hey, they did what they had
in the building. Liverpool fan, how you doing? We got a Liverpool fan in the building. You know, it's hard to find Liverpool fans right now. Arsenal games coming around the corner. They're disappearing everywhere. You know how it is. Musa, welcome.
What do you want me to say? Like, what do you want me to say? What do you want me to say? What do you want me to say? Like, what do you want me to say?
We'll talk about it. And then finally, we got Vader in the building. Vader, don't hide. Man's here first before everybody else. He's showing up. He don't care. Result or no result. He's like, you know what? I just want to be there April, May. I'm not worried about these games. He's like, you drop points left, right, center. It is what it is. But there were some concerns from today's performance. And before we go to Dayo, before we go to Bice, before we go to Musa, before we go to anybody else, I want to hear from Vader. Vader, how you feeling, man? The game just ended recently. Man City just dropped points. Pep Guardiola's post-game interviews, I don't know if you had a chance to see them. He seemed very rattled by the possible injuries and the performance overall. Erling Haaland, 3 games, no goals. Your team drops points in back-to-back consecutive games in the Premier League since the beginning of the season. Take it away, man. How you feeling? And in that fashion too. Late.
Listen, the press conference, I'm gonna deal with it another time. To categorize it as Pep being rattled, I think we're all gonna be concerned with any time our players get injured and have to leave the pitch. But rattled, no. He's been around the block way too many times to be rattled by injuries. He knows he's got to figure it out. The performance, I thought again sloppy. I thought a little too chill, a little too nonchalant, a little too. We're playing like we expect to win this, and we're not going to get much fight from Chelsea. And it came down to bite us late in the game. But my whole thing with regards to Haaland not scoring, Haaland was unlucky today. He really was. The man hit the crossbar or the post. The man was creating some opportunities. He was unlucky. I also felt like when I talked about our team, we were sloppy in that final third, those final decisions, and I think we wasted a few should-have-been shots on target. Chelsea, they're the pride of London for a reason. We should not have played like this and given them that opportunity late in the game. As much as we're going to talk about players that didn't play well for City, they were missing some strong players that weren't there and still put up a fight.
So, I'm just going to keep you on mute. Go ahead.
So they put up a fight despite not having a manager and despite coming to Manchester City and having to play us. So I'm not losing my mind. I did a match reaction, which I do on my channel, and I talked about how disappointed I was. But the reason why I'm not losing my mind is because I still saw us play well enough to win. It'd be a different story if we didn't play well enough at all to win. But to give up that late equalizer, that's gut. I'm gutted. I'm hurting because of how it happened. But to doubt my team, nah, I'm not doubting my team game week 20. So
Vea. Actually, I want to ask you this. Why was it not like 2, 3, 4? That's what I want to know. Like that's what I'm trying to ask for you now. Like,
why did we leave goals on that pitch? It's a great question. It's a really good question. And it's not unlike the keeper made great saves either. It's not one of those. It's like I said it early. We were playing way too chill. We were playing like we were gonna we waste this ball possession. We're gonna score later. We were a little too chill on this game. I think Haaland's attempts were good. I think Reinders' goal was really good. I think we also, late in that game, Doku, when he got subbed on, released a pass where I was like, oh, here it is. Here's the second goal that I was expecting, the way he released that pass, and it didn't happen. The game overall was one where it's like, is this going to come back and bite us? Is this a Chelsea were ready to be taken at City's ground with no manager, and we didn't do it? Is this one of those matches? And
it sure seems like it.
I can't say it right now, game week 20, but it may be. It may be one of those, you know how when you do lose a Prem and you reflect on the game that should have been, this might be the game where it should have been. So
now, then the Blue Sharks is getting hunted down. I'm not going to lie to you. I thought Chelsea, you could have said Man City deserved the win because they had a lot of chances to start off the game. And late in the game, Chelsea had enough chances to say they should have scored at least 1 or 2 goals themselves. The Neto chance itself was huge. How did they not capitalize on that? I'm looking at City. I'm like, Foden, you have to give that ball to Cherki in that situation. He's begging for it on the right flank, and I'm like, both teams left stuff on the table.
Yeah,
City
absolutely.
have themselves to blame on why they didn't kill off the game, and Chelsea have themselves to blame on why they weren't clinical in the final third. But
I think we could have killed off the game even without continuing to attack. That's what I found a little surprising too. We could have killed off the game the way we used to with like 1,000 passes.
But the injuries to Gavardio gave Chelsea more confidence to attack you.
Well, it had us disorganized as well. So when we brought on Kosanov, he's a good defender, but when we brought on another defender and we had to make that sub, we didn't look as fluid as we were. We didn't look like we were holding possession and knew how we want to channel through. And yeah, that it did invite Chelsea because I think they're like, okay, we see a little weakness here. We're gonna make it. And again, how we conceded the late goal, and I don't scapegoat my players, right? Nico O'Reilly has been phenomenal all season long. Again, he's a young player. He's going to have his ups and downs. He got a little too touch tight. He really got a little too touch tight. No, but he invited. No, it's not even Donnarumma's fault. But relax on this one.
Donnarumma could have made the save. He made the first save.
He made the save.
No, it was.
Hold on, no, Musa, one second. Right. You're gonna blame the fact that he couldn't make the second save on Donnarumma? What are we doing?
No, I'm saying either get rid of the ball or try to catch it. In that situation,
did you see what? How do you catch that?
Did you not see the angle of how he caught? He stopped it, made a second save. He couldn't get to the third one. He couldn't do nothing with that.
I don't know what you guys watching.
I'm being harsh. I'm not going to judge.
You can't be harsh on the goalkeeper, Igel, because he did make 2 saves before the third one. It's almost like Gabriel's goal yesterday, right? The ball rebounded, then came to Gabriel, and the third one they couldn't say. So
I'm being harsh on the
goalkeeper for that. Yeah. You can't. I mean, that one is not a. The thing I'll say is after 90 minutes, looking at that game, 90 plus minutes, where I would say City have an issue is not defending. Like if again, you will have these type of games where you will leave goals on the table. You will not be able to score. You will hit the crossbar. It will just be an unlucky day, and you might be leading by 1-0, and it all boils down to you being able to protect that 1-0 lead to the 95th minute. Like that's all it boils down to. In games
it's kind of like Aston Villa versus you guys. You know what I mean? Exactly. Like sometimes you can defend, and it goes against you.
That's what I'm saying. That's where there's a minute more man mark everybody. Yeah, you know just man mark everybody.
I think it's too simple to say that, Dial.
No.
That's why I brought up the Aston Villa example. Like it's one of those where.
For example, again, I'm not saying that it's it's because we've talked about your defense all season. You know, you've played games like the Fulham games, the Leeds game. Like those are games that showed how your defense can come from a 5-1 to a 5-4. So my point is, if you know you have that issue as a team, when you're 1-0 up and there's just 1 minute left, I think you change as a manager. I'd be like, just man mark everybody. Don't give anybody any space. Hold the ball as much as you can. Don't allow crosses in. Just stay with your player, literally. Because again, we're working on getting better at holding. You know, so that's all I'm just saying. Like, so I'm not.
This is what I was getting at. This is what I was getting at, Dial, before Igal interrupted.
I think you guys played better though. But you know, having said that, that's where for us, it was where the chicken came to roost yesterday. Was 3-2. But I was a little more confident in my defense to be saying, well, you know, I think we can see this out. You know, like that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
there.
you couldn't do anything else. I was being harsh. I didn't think Nico O'Reilly getting the ball. Are you saying Nico O'Reilly not allowing the ball to come in, or because I thought it was
no? Nico O'Reilly got touch tight, and then Gusto was able to run downhill on him and put the cross in. If he had just played him not to give him that space, because again, that's where the whole spark of that opportunity.
Who was the person who fell on their ass in front of Enzo? Was that not Nico G?
No, we had Nunes trying to get to the ball. We had Ake trying to get to the ball because, again, it was a great cross. I'm not taking anything away from it, but it was one that got so across the line. You had two defenders trying to get to it and slid down, and it got to Enzo. Enzo was able to put it away.
So was that Nunes who was sitting down? Basically,
what are you talking about sitting down?
Because there was somebody who was literally right next to Enzo Fernandez who slipped and fell down.
Okay, so I think Nunes tried to slide to get to the ball and it ended up to getting to Nunes. But there was no one was made to sit down. There was no cut or no change of direction.
I'm saying I understand Nico O'Reilly making a mistake leading to the cross, but I'm saying on the back end, Donnarumma could only do so much. But Nunes was the guy who was literally sitting down trying to stop.
Nunes was nowhere near that ball by the time Enzo Fernandez got to it. When they were coming
if
across
he stayed on his feet, do you not think he would have made a difference?
No, because Reece James was asking for that ball because Reece James would have played it literally in behind everybody.
Yeah.
But when Gusto played the ball, you could see Ake slide. Then it was Nunes peeled off of Enzo. He chose to just peel off of Enzo to go for it. Not really a good decision. Donnarumma's on the ground. He made the first save, stretched for the second save. That last, he couldn't do nothing by the time. Everybody was on the floor.
For me, and again, I need to go back and watch it, but it looked like Nunes was trying to get in between of the ball and Enzo and didn't get there. Like that's because you're not gonna want to stay on the opposite side of the attacker. So he tried to get inside. Again, it's one of those late. We've all experienced it. I'm not doing this as a slight because it wasn't too long ago. You guys had this at the end of the game, Arsenal fans. But it's one of those where we've all been there, exactly. But it's one of those where defending. I was actually cussing and saying, guys, hold the damn possession.
We've all been there, but when it's us, you call us bottle jobs.
No, I don't say that.
By the way,
stop.
By the way,
this is not the time to be.
Let's not make it about Arsenal. We're gonna get to Arsenal. Deo, 1 second, please.
Right?
Please, 1 second.
Quiet dial.
I want to show you this, guys. I want to show you this. This City team is not the same, and it's not because of the starting 11. It's because of the bench. Look at this. Outside of the 3 substitutes that they made, this is who they had on their bench. These are the players they had on their bench. I could not name you some of these guys, and if they played besides Rico Lewis, these are all academy players. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Where's the quality? Marmoush is on international duty. Aitner is on international duty. Kovacic is injured. John Stone's injured. Nico G's injured. Oscar Bob hamstring. Savio got a knock. This team lacks the quality that everyone's talking about. City is going to hunt you down. Without the quality on the bench, they can't rotate as much. They can't do as much.
The thing is, the players that came on are players that they usually return to. So I can't even look at those academy players.
Your bench looks stronger.
Look, the thing is, I can't look at those academy players because that's painted a false narrative. The thing is, the players that they went to were players that would be incorporated into the first team anyway. It's not like they relied on any of those academy footballers. Yeah, there would probably be a little bit more diversity, But at the same time, guys are on international break, and guys are at AFCON, and guys are injured. So the guys that they would normally turn to, like Doku's the guy who did the starting last year. Ake obviously got eased out because of how the defense is now.
And he's been injured, yeah.
So it's just like, I'm not gonna talk about the quality on the bench. I understand they couldn't go too deep, but at the same time, the guys that they called on are fairly there.
No, but the reason why we say this is because when they say Sharks, when they say this, usually City is because they have one of the best teams. As much as Liverpool were a great team, City had a better team. As much as Arsenal had a good team a couple of years ago, City had a better team than us. Even the year when they their last trophy, when they won the last league title, when they won 4 in a row, they still had a better squad than us. Kevin De Bruyne would come and save them many times. Numerous players would step up. Right now, they're in a situation where outside of their first 11, I don't see the same level of quality as I used to.
It's just very basic. Look,
I just think that's AFCON
this City team has. The only thing this City team has right now is Pep Guardiola. This team is not good enough. Let's call a spade a spade. I know they got an intent to. Every single time we keep talking about the City team from the beginning of the season, I said the same thing about Liverpool. I said you're forward heavy because of the players that you bought. The players that City bought, this is the first time that Pep is actually, you're forward heavy, which means that you have very good players in your front line, but your midfield, like basically you bought strikers, you bought really good forward players that need to play for each other. But meanwhile, those individual players that you bought, this is for Liverpool's sake, the players you bought like to play by themselves. Like, Salah can play by himself. Wirtz can play by himself. Isak likes to carry the ball by, so you need to figure a way to make them all click is what I'm saying. I'm not saying they're bad players. Don't get me wrong. My point again with City was the people that City brought in is not a replacement for the players that they have lost. Kevin De Bruyne came in second half of last season and gave more to this City team second half of last season than Foden. He contributed more than Foden in the second. So losing a player like him and replacing him with with whoever you replace him with is not going to give you those levels. That's where I think City has fallen short. They will get back there. Don't get me wrong. City will get back there. But there's certain type of players that they had in the past that just it's hard to replace those players because of the levels that those players have actually brought to City. So you can't replace a Kevin De Bruyne. You can't replace a Gundogan overnight. You can't replace those type of players overnight. Yes, they still have a machine in Erling Haaland, but we said this at the beginning of the season. When Erling Haaland stopped scoring multiple goals in a game or when he had a dry spell, he's had 3 games where he's not scored. Other players have stepped up, but what have they done? They've also conceded goals in lieu of that, like City as a team. So scoring one and conceding another one cancels out literally all the effort that you've put in. So this City team right now, I'm not saying they're a bad team. They're just not the same City team from 3 years ago that people are trying to say, again, just to say something finally, at no point in the last 3 or 4 years where we've challenged for the title and bottled it, as everybody has said, Arsenal, have we been up 6 points? Yeah, I'm agreeing. I said, I'm using those words so that people know that I'm not insane. I would say it. At no time in the last 3 years that we've challenged for the title where we've bottled it and come second, right? Have we ever been in a position where we have played the same number of games at the same game week and had points higher than City? It never happened. This is the first time we're 6 points ahead of City.
Oh my God!
With the same number of games played. So if we bottle it from here, because the reason I'm saying this, if we bottle it from here, they should sell the whole Arsenal club. They should burn down the whole club. If we bottle this season, not a season where they had 1 game in hand, they could still get 3 points and they'll be 2 behind you. No, if we bottle it from here, this is what I'm saying about my own club, where we have 6 points ahead, literally a 2-game cushion. That even if we lose 1 game, we can still stay at the top, reset ourselves, and go on to win the next one, and just reset and just keep resetting. If we can't manage this, they should burn down the whole club. Yeah. This is not about City. This was about Arsenal.
Yeah. Okay. Can I?
Okay. Let Vieira go.
Let me just.
Let Vieira. I want to have Vieira's response first.
I mean, okay. First, I'm address the comment. All right. It's anyone that wants to mention that this isn't the same City from 3 years ago. It's lazy. It's a tired point that keeps being brought up over and over again. We know that. That's the same way you're not going to say this is the same Arsenal from 3 years ago. Bringing that up makes no sense. Now, there's a reason why they say City are the Sharks, and it's not strictly based off players. You guys, and we don't have a Spurs fan here, but we all label Spurs to be what? regardless of the players that they have there. It's a club, it's a mentality, it's an approach. The reason why City have been known to be sharks is because of how the manager and how the club approach going after these titles. It's not directly falling onto the players. All right, so let's all understand that moving forward.
Can I mention one thing?
Go ahead.
You still have to go to Stamford Bridge. You still have to go to Old Trafford. You still have to go to Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. You still have to go to Anfield. You still have to go to the Vitality Stadium.
So what?
You still have to go to all these grounds. In my opinion, you needed to make sure you win your home games, and you need to stay close to us as much as possible. When you create a gap for us, you give us more confidence. What's going to happen is you had an opportunity to kill our resolve, to kill our confidence by staying close.
Why do you do this?
There's
no killing resolve game week 20.
Bro, I believe this Arsenal team has not even clicked into full gear yet. And you have now just given us another gap off to say, when you had it 2 points close, everyone's feeling pressure. I could see the fan base feeling pressure. Now you got the fan base now back in the team more than ever before.
That's awesome. You guys are finicky like that.
No, but your fan base is also freaking out too. I see it.
Yeah, because we have injuries that we're looking at, not the point gap.
Listen, my point is, the way I see Man City games, I look at them and I look at a vulnerable team at times. Even when you're winning 3-0 versus Palace, I see the vulnerabilities. When I watch Arsenal games, although we will concede a goal here and there, I don't see the same level of vulnerabilities. I think Arsenal fans can comfortably watch City games with the possibility of them dropping points, where Man City fans will watch an Arsenal game and after 20 minutes they'll turn it off because they're like, these guys are going to win.
All right, you can run with that as you see it and your perception, and that's all cool. The reason why this life or this belief that Arsenal fans are going to have game week 20, cool. You see more vulnerabilities at City versus Arsenal, it would make sense. You guys have a squad. You guys are also on the other side of your injuries where we're now experiencing that, and we didn't have the squad to begin with. So the advantage has been Arsenal from the very beginning. That's why Dio didn't even have City in the Chelsea race to begin the season. Things change, right? Now, how my manager needs to manage things is the biggest challenge here. And I need to hear the press conference. I also need to hear what happens when game Monday and Tuesday happen to see who's actually available, who's playing.
Let's give you the press conference, Vader. 1 second. Today, I got it for you, Vader. First things first. Pep Guardiola was speaking about all departments, not just scoring, of course. That's one thing. Obviously, we basically saying you guys were not at your best. And obviously, in the end, you did not find the reward. He spoke about Gvardiol's injury. He said, we'll see tomorrow. It doesn't look good. Of course, you're going to say that. He said he spoke on Rodri being much better, and he's an extraordinary player. Obviously, he's much better than he was the last couple of weeks. He spoke about the title race, and he said, you know what? We'll see. We play against Brighton day by day. I don't have a crystal ball for the future. And then this is where I started to notice him speaking a little bit more about issues that he has. He spoke about the fact that Ruben and Gvardiol are both out. Plus, he said Nathan Ake can't regularly play. They'll have to stay strong and find solutions. Speaking about your next game coming up, so that center back situation is going to be very interesting to see going forward. He spoke about conceding the ball, the lack of connection in general. The performance, he said, was outstanding, but just little things that you need to improve on.
Yeah.
And where was it? This was the big one. He said, we don't have players on the bench. Of course, I'm concerned.
Yeah. So, Gal, I know press for time. You got to do a show. You're gonna see the quotes. I'm gonna go and actually watch the press conference for his expression, for the context, and everything like that. I understand that we don't have the bench, even when you just listed.
No KDB.
What? You're bringing up KDB?
Go on. Very Karen.
What are we doing here? So we started this game with a light bench to begin with. We had a lot of academy players to begin with. The players that had to come off injured is where I was like, then I saw the confidence when I saw Bice and his crew go for the tie, and actually potentially had they gotten the tie earlier, I could see them going for the win. But it was a late equalizer. They grew confidence when Gvardiol came off that pitch as I watched the game. So we're in disarray right now. My manager's going to be concerned because he's got to figure out, well, what's my back line going to be? Attack wise, he said
but that's what we're saying,
we were wasteful. But when we got players injured, then it's like, okay, what's the fix going to be? What's going to be the Band-Aid fix until people can return? John Stones has been MIA for a while. Ake's been inconsistent, like you mentioned. Kosanov just touched the pitch, but he's been a little erratic when he's been playing. My trusted back four has been O'Reilly, Gavardio, Diaz, and Nunes. That's been the four on a regular.
Hey, we're going to talk about Chelsea. You're going to have to go in about 3 minutes. But before we finish off, do you have anything to say on Arsenal's performance versus Bournemouth? Were you impressed?
Why are you asking him if he's impressed? Who cares what they why do you care what they care about the games that we play?
Dial, 1 second.
I don't
care. I appreciate you asking for my opinion and valuing my opinion, unlike Dial. Unlike Dial not valuing mine, I appreciate you asking me for my opinion. I've only got 3 minutes, Dial. If you want to keep talking.
You've been speaking.
No, to be fair,
you want to get validation from a City fan.
It's not validation. Watching the game.
We're telling that your team. We're telling
that your team. Go ahead, Vader. Go ahead, Vader. We're here to hear his opinion.
I don't know what's going on with Dial today. Performance-wise, I wasn't surprised. I expected you guys to beat Bournemouth, hands down. I was surprised that you conceded 2 goals, but to get the win, I very much expected it from you guys. The creating the fire and putting out the fire by Gabriel, it is what it is. He's one of those players who have been incredibly valuable for you, and you guys gain confidence when he's in attack mode, and he just needs to get up to game speed and not make those mistakes again. But Arsenal are expected to win all of these games. I've been hearing it from you as well as other Arsenal fans that the reason why you dropped points was because you had no Saliba and Gabriel. I'm not expecting you guys to drop points now that those 2 guys are back. So I gotta handle business.
Yeah. What's your next? Do you know what your next 5 games are?
Next 5, no, but I know I got Brighton. I know I got.
We can find out
in the FA.
Let's check. This is fun. I love it. Brighton, Newcastle away in the League Cup, Man United in the league away, Wolves should be easy win, and then after that, who do you have? Tottenham away. Ooh,
I got Exeter in there, don't
I? Did you just say after Tottenham, bro? Stop trying to make it sound scary, bro.
I don't know if you know. Tottenham are Man City's bogey team.
Tottenham could be playing crap all season, but when they face Man City for some random reason, they come up with these stupid 4-4s and 3-3s, and you're like, how are you guys doing this?
He said Tottenham. Bro, stop trying to make it sound scary.
Bro, what do you mean?
It is
I don't know. 1 second, Bice. Please look at this. Okay? Look at this. Man City at home, Tottenham win. Man City at home, Tottenham win. Man City away, Tottenham win. Then they win a couple in a row.
Bro, then it's a draw. Saying, bro, trying to make Tottenham sound scary.
Look at this.
Tottenham making Tottenham sound scary. It's actually facing the fact that
All right, I do have the bounce, but let me say this real quick with regards to Chelsea.
Tottenham win at home.
Real quick for Chelsea.
Tottenham win at home. Like these guys.
Okay, can Vera speak? And then we go. Look at Arsenal's next 5 games as well. Can you look at Arsenal? Because I've seen
you guys do that. You guys do that when I bounce. I just want to say this.
Bro, we got Liverpool next. We're gonna slap you up.
Okay. Well, I think how Chelsea were set up was actually surprising to me because they were well organized. They were like, we're not gonna put anything at risk. We're gonna defend, and if we catch you on the counter, we're gonna catch you on the counter.
Yeah, were you surprised by that? I thought you were winning.
I was surprised by how disciplined they were. I really was because I
honestly, even when Poch was there twice, I saw him do that. So I feel like Maresca. It would have been advantage City if Maresca went to City and took him.
Stop talking.
Musa, you're doing too much. Because we had difficult games when Maresca was there.
Stop speaking.
Maresca tried to go at City with the same. I'm saying tried to go at City. It wouldn't have been the same game. I'm telling you now. I think, of course, Pep Guardiola.
I mean, brother. I feel like that's lazy.
Bless, guys. I do have to.
Big up, my bro.
Vader, enjoy your weekend.
You too, guys.
Well, I think that's lazy because we've seen Maresca set up against big teams and look cozy. The thing is, these players.
It was the
These
confidence.
players get up for big games. That's the point. That's the thing,
I
and
think
that's
you
the
guys are. I think you guys are underestimating Maresca.
I feel
frustrating
like we're
thing with it.
underestimating Man City though.
No,
Sorry.
you're underestimating
No,
Maresca because he did it
because this
against
is what we were
Barcelona. He did
talking
it
about.
against Arsenal. He
This
did
is
it
what we
against
were
Barcelona. He did
talking
it against
about
Arsenal.
against. This is what we were talking about.
He did it against PSG. So let's not. Yeah, don't do that about Maresca.
Yeah,
It's like
From this game.
it's like it's like it's like this is the problem that we've had with Chelsea, and everybody's been saying we'll play a big game like we're serious contenders, and then we go against the smaller teams, and the same players look like they've never played football for 3 consecutive matches before, or three days in a row. You know what I'm saying? They look like they've never played football before. So looking organized and disciplined, I get that. I completely get that. I believe that that's something that was gonna happen regardless of if Maresco was here or not. The issue for me is, and the reason why I don't even look excited as much as when the goal went in, I was, you know what I mean? Of course I felt something, but it's like I'm just
You have
still
to
not
happen.
moved. I'm
You have
not
to
moved.
happen. You
Yeah, I'm
have to
just
happen.
not moved.
That's right. I feel like the whole situation on top of it was never like it's like you're drawing a football game and it's the last minute, but you see all the other things to come with it, and like
No, there's
it's like
just a big. There's just
It's
a bigger
nothing
issue.
showing.
There's just a bigger
Those
issue at
guys
Chelsea right now.
All right,
jumping up and down.
let me just ask Bice some questions before we move on to the next topic. Bice,
Yeah.
just answer these questions. Pedro Neto, what's at striker? I
That
don't think
guy's
he
not a
should be.
footballer, man. He makes no sense.
All
He
right.
makes no sense. His decision making is piss poor.
Cole
This is not a
Palmer,
play.
what's up with him?
Cole Palmer, I think I heard the commentator say this is what happens when you let Cole Palmer do what he wants to do. Brother, that guy's not a right winger. We need to get it out of our minds and stop trying to push this weird notion. He's not capable of being a starting right winger for the entire season.
All
Play
right.
him in the 10.
What
He
about
looks
Delap?
amazing. The
Is that
lab,
better from Delap?
it was better from him, but I need him to cut down on the stupid yellow cards. His attitude is disgusting.
Is Reece James
Getting accumulating so much yellow cards and no production. I don't need that. I had Diego Costa. The thing with Diego Costa is he could have backed it up with goals.
your de facto midfielder now, no longer a right back, and Gusto's gonna have to be
He's
the
gonna
right back?
play right back. He's gonna play. I think playing him in midfield is more akin to getting him through a season, not injured. And if we want to get him through this season, especially with the congestion of fixtures, not injured, playing in midfield and then possibly shifting him to right back for certain games is our best bet.
Is he a better midfielder than right back?
Nah, he's just a pure footballer.
Okay. Finally, before we go any further, do you want to go back to Robert Sanchez, or you're good with the keeper you have?
I think Robert Sanchez should not be a Chelsea player. I don't know. No upturning some good decent saves can change my mind. I've seen enough over 2-3 years to determine this guy is not Chelsea level.
All right. And Liam's coming in for the next game. How you
We
feeling?
don't know. It's not confirmed or anything. Nothing's been announced. They say he's in London. We'll see. I'm not a fan of his, but I'll give him a certain level of support as I do every manager. He has to earn it, of course. Once he earns it, he has it until he gives me a reason to doubt.
Hey.
I'm
All
fair.
right. Let's go. We got a lot to talk about, boys. So I'm gonna just quick fire. First things first. I don't know if Jay's gonna make it, but we'll quickly speak about it. Sunderland and Tottenham 1-1. Really, guys, let's just quickly get through these. I'm not going to even spend too much time. Is anyone shocked by the result that Sunderland drew away at Spurs? Spurs' home form has been horrendous.
It's not even Spurs for me. Sunderland have been consistent this season with the way they've been performing. So you'd expect something from Sunderland. They did it against us. They've done it against City. They've done it against they did it against Chelsea. They've handed everybody an ass whooping, right? Literally, or taking points from everybody. So it's more on Sunderland's consistent performance across the season. This hasn't to do with Tottenham at all.
How are Spurs so bad away at home?
Again, if they had played maybe a Leeds or a Wolves and then Wolves beat them, then I'd say, okay, really, you're really, really bad away from home. but you're playing the Sunderland that I expect to come and give you business already. Anyways, so it's like I wasn't even surprised about that. I would cut Tottenham slack because of how well Sunderland have been playing.
By the way, just to let you guys know, Tottenham have picked up 3 wins all season. No, 9 points all season at home. That's 2 wins and 3 draws. They've lost 5 games at home. They are 17th on the form table for home record.
Yep.
No surprise.
They're bad at home. We already knew that. Like, that's not even the thing. Like, you don't expect it to change overnight, especially when you're playing a team like Sunderland again. It's like saying if you're bad at home and then a good team is coming to play you, you expect your form to change. No, your form should change when you beat like a Wolves, and then you take that from Wolves, you beat like a West Ham. Like, if you can do that at home consecutively back to back, like beat those type of teams, it gives you a little bit more of like an oomph. All right, we're home now. We're building some kind of, But when you get teams like Sunderland,
before people start disappearing, we'll switch over to another team. You guys don't really have much to say on Spurs, anyways.
One second. You know what Dale said? You know, when you beat those little teams and you gain confidence in that, don't work.
Like Liverpool.
Don't work.
No. Again, you as a fan will say it doesn't work. You talk to professional footballers and they tell you that it works for them because it gives them momentum. Professional footballers who do it for a living, that I know. Hold on. As a fan, you can sit out here and say it doesn't work.
Let me just say this.
But it does build confidence.
I think
that's a fact.
I think beating teams you're supposed to beat is the mark of good football teams. I feel like Big Six
I agree with you.
Big Six syndrome has kind of rotted away the brains of football fans for the last couple seasons. But beating who you're supposed to beat is what
it's a sign of a good football team. And again, this is why I mean by
let me go to the next game.
Hold on quickly. Let's not. If you have a bad form at home already, and the team that you're supposed to beat comes, I expect you to beat them to build your confidence. That's what I mean by that. That helps you build your confidence. Now, a team like Sunderland this season, we know what they've been doing. We've seen what they've done this past 20 games. So again, I didn't expect them to beat Sunderland.
All right. I need to show you 2 things. Number one, I don't know if you guys seen Ruben Amorim's bombshell. After the game versus Leeds, Ruben Amorim had a press conference, and this is what he said. I just want to say that I came here to be the manager of Manchester United, not the head coach. That's going to finish in 18 months, and then everyone is going to move on. That's the deal. That's my job. Wow, man! Basically saying he'll basically resign after 18 months.
You're not resigning. You don't resign if you had an 18.
He signed a 3-year deal. He signed a
3-year deal. Now the deal ends.
And it's just been 18 months. So yeah, that's what he basically said.
Yeah, the deal comes to an end. It's not resignation. It's not like he's leaving before the deal is done. He's waiting to finish out the deal and then it's done. So
he's basically saying he's not going to renew his contract.
Yeah, and that's fair enough. You signed a 3-year deal. You don't have to renew.
I mean,
there's nothing wrong with saying this. I think this is very business-like. That's all it is.
And as far as we know, he doesn't have a renewal on the table. So
yeah.
I mean, there's nothing.
So you guys aren't surprised by this?
There's no. Nah.
Again, Mikel Arteta.
Walk away before you're pushed out.
Yeah.
Can Man Utd afford to sack another manager? Probably not. And there's not enough good managers out there in the market. And,
he's unhappy with the prospect of no signings being done this transfer window this month.
Whatever the reason
in the summer.
I know exactly, but whatever the reasons are, again, he still has 18 months. He's still going to do one more summer. So if it's about signing players, you can't use this last summer signing to say I'm going to leave in 18 months. This is just something that he's made up his mind about business-wise. 18 months time, my contract comes to an end. I'm not going to sign a new one. I'm going to move on. There's not because he's still going to have one more summer regardless in this 18 months.
Analyze this stat. This is the weirdest stat I've seen all day. Manchester United this season, when they have 50+% possession, they win. When they have more than 50% possession, they've won 3 games, drawn 5, and lost 6, gaining an average of 1 point. But when they have less than 50% possession, they've won 5, drawn 2, lost 0, meaning they're a better team.
They're a counter-attacking team.
Yeah.
Shock. Imagine my shock. Imagine my shock.
As much as they want to, that formation that they have, As much as guys want to talk about it and say how you can use it, the nuances to it, it's a counter-attacking formation. It just is. You have the guys hiding wide. You're trying to play quick balls through the middle. That's just what it is. That formation is not going to hold up in the league unless he gets different profiles and get guys that can hold the ball in midfield. As it stands now, he doesn't have that, and it's unfortunate after such a big money window he doesn't have that, and he's neglecting to use a player that can actually do the job. So
Kobe Maynard.
he's legit. It's not even like his hands are tied behind his back because he's the one that's holding him behind his back. Yeah.
I feel you. That's literally what Honest Lot's doing to my team right now, bro.
Hey, I think that's a good segue. Anybody have anything else to say about Man United? No.
I still think that my dark horse will probably sneak into top 5. I don't know why I still feel that way about them. It genuinely.
I've been saying it for years.
It genuinely
end up somewhere.
It genuinely smells like that. It genuinely smells like that. There's just from the beginning of the summer. I think the fact that they're getting 1 point here, winning the game here, maybe drawing another game here. When
don't be surprised if you see them in a cup final or something. It's crazy. Yeah, they're just like that.
Something stinks about it. Like they're just going to get somewhere, and I don't know why I feel that way. Yeah, I might be wrong at the end of the season, but hey, if you see them in top 5 or coming 5th and making Champions League, don't be shocked. Don't be shocked. Just be like, hey, accept it, because this team, the way the middle of the table looks. It's look at this nonsense.
Yo, Man City fans are conceding the title.
They're on the same points with Chelsea, as stinky as United is. As stinky as they are. Literally, they
play one game a week. What do you expect?
Dude, exactly, but they're 3 points away from Liverpool, who we play next week. If United mistakenly win their next game, and we beat Liverpool, it's 3 points. They're 3 points behind 4th position. As stinky as they are. So don't be surprised at the end of the season. It's just a weird. I said it in the summer. I was like, these guys are like my dark horse. I didn't expect them to be where they are right now, but hey, it is what it is.
United have Burnley away next.
Hey, forget about United. Arsenal have Liverpool next, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Watching Liverpool's performance today, I feel like you guys are gonna get yourselves. You're gonna be shocked when you come.
Listen, you know what I can see. Like, you see this team. One second. Let me. This team. Every week it has something to disappoint me by. Every single week it has something new. It finds me to have something new to be disappointed by. Every week.
Disappointed this
week.
Honestly,
I watch this team, and I feel like I'm going to sleep every week. It's like I'm going to sleep watching my team. I've never felt like this before. It's not like even when it was 22-23.
Be careful saying that, because that was the beginning. That's when fans started saying that. That was the beginning of the end for Thomas Tuchel. Take results and don't care about how it looks, because being too obsessed with how something looks versus what you get from it is when you end up in a manager loop. I'm being serious.
This is why I disagree. This is where I disagree. Because of course, because I've seen the same manager last season. This manager hasn't. It's not like this manager has been here or this is his first season and he's done this. It's not like that. It's not like that. I've seen him last season. I've seen him have performances on top of good results. So it's not like this is my first time seeing him. It's not like I'm blind. I haven't seen that last Premier League title.
Can I ask you a question, Musa? Can I ask you a question? Hold on. Last season, your last 10 games, you guys were not even playing very well in your last 10 games. You were getting results in some of them. No, listen. I know, because you had won. My point is, it was clear, and I said this to most Liverpool fans, it was clear the way you played the last 10 games of last season, that if you brought that form into this season, it was going to catch up on you. You carried on with that same thing, where you were getting results in the first 5 games. 5 games unbeaten. The league is over, because you had ridden the luck of your manager, who somehow was playing badly but getting results. And when the hens came home to roost, it eventually caught up with you. You're better off being the team that even if you drop points, you're playing well and you're creating, because eventually that will result in good positive results. But when you're playing badly and you're getting results, and last 10 games of last season, regardless of the fact that you had won the league, you didn't look like a team. I mean, it's because of the gap and the other teams that didn't push up. If anybody was close to you by 5 points, 6 points, or maybe even 4 points, in game week 30, you lose the league last season with the way you guys are playing. With the way you guys are playing, you know,
so when
again,
so I went to last season first. Last season, the league was won pretty much when we beat City in what is it, February?
I agree with you.
The league was won by then, so everyone knew we were pretty much walking the league by then. So it was
but your performances were still bad, though. Is what I'm saying.
So afterwards, couldn't care. Honestly, realistically, the minute we won, even when the way we won the league at Tottenham, couldn't care less. Bro.
Listen.
One more down.
Again, Musa.
When we
listen now, hold on. You don't care as a fan. Listen, as a fan, you don't care. You know why you don't care? Because you want something.
And I want to speak now.
As a fan, you don't care because you want something. As a footballer, there's something called player pride and club pride. It's their job. You could see in them that they were not good enough.
Can I carry on my point? So moving on to this season. In the first five games, me personally, I was happy. Not happy about the performances, happy about us winning games. I don't mind us winning games in the first 5, 6, 7 games because I felt like the performance was gonna come because I believed in the manager, I believed in the coach, I believed in what his methods were because I've seen what I saw last season. Because I have evidence to prove to you. I said to you, here's the evidence that I've seen that he can put good performances in games, and we can do it again. And he's like, okay, we'll not have good. And if you told me we'll not have good performances in the first 7 games, and for the rest of the season we'll have good performances, I would have taken it. But we've not had a good performance since November against Real Madrid. I've not seen October against Real Madrid, and we've had 2 good performances then, and that's it. We didn't have good performances afterwards. No, honestly, I haven't seen any of the good performance from our team. I didn't see any of the good performance from our team other than Aston Villa.
That's what I'm saying, Musa. I'm saying the consistency. Like if you look at the games, let's take the last 10 games of last season and all the 20 games of this season. You've had more bad performances in all 30 games that you've played across the last season and this season. You've had more bad performances than good performances. So that tells you something.
Can we talk about this comment? The Florian Wirtz goal was offside. What do you think?
I look back at it.
But they have offside. They have the.
If you look at even the grass, like is
bro. Even with the technology, they must have used it wrong because even if you look at the grass, he looks at least 1 frame off. Let me show you guys.
Before the goal happened, and then I looked at the.
Let me show you guys. So this is it.
It looked offside. It looked onside.
Unless you're telling me they did not cut the grass symmetrically.
That's dependent on.
He's on.
How is he on? Look at
because
this.
Because you're looking at it.
Look at his toe. Look at the end of his toe, and look at the start of.
Yeah.
Look at the end of.
This is what do you call it? This is like a Twitter account that does offsides.
I'll be real. He's offside, but guess what? I've seen.
This is how they showed it on the website. This is how they showed it on the TV during the game.
That looked done.
I think you know what it is, Igal. I think you know what this. You know how goal line technology works, right? With LiDAR and like sending the signal back. I think that thing captured him just before his leg etched over to that line. That's why they said it was onside. That's the last. It catches that last as the ball is being touched and his leg is moving in motion. Because remember, hold on. Remember, this is a still frame from a video. Videos are usually 25 frames per second. So there is a frame right before this where the leg is making contact with the ball and Wirtz's leg is just behind the line. There's literally a frame there. I think everybody's taking the next frame where the leg is now in full contact of the ball, because once your leg touches the ball, the minute it touches on that frame, go look at where Wirtz's leg is. I'm sure it was right behind the line when the contact was made. Maybe that's what.
All right, fair. Also, your boy Cody Gakpo pulled a Richarlison.
Honestly, honestly, man. What do you want me to say? That goal is ridiculous. That goal is absolutely ridiculous. Honestly,
second touch of the game.
Like, what do you want me to do, bro? The minute that goal hit the back of the net, it was game over. It looked GG's to me. Honestly, like,
you guys, but this is Liverpool this season. You're incapable of holding on to Leeds.
But this goal, you have to. I won't be shameless. I won't be shameless.
I agree.
That goal was just that even he did not think that ball was going to go into the net.
Like
Let's not even act like let's not act like the player knew exactly. He had practiced this. This was his second touch on the pitch. He came in as a sub. He got the ball. He looked up and he just took a Hail Mary. He said, "Let me try and see if anything happens," because he realized time was going and Liverpool had won. And lo and behold, the bloody knuckleball decided, I'm going to go like that into the top bins. I can't really hammer Liverpool for that. Like, I can't.
But you know, it's nothing less than Fulham deserved though. Throughout the game, if you watch the game, that we could have scammed a win with that game. We could have scammed the win, which honestly is
Harry Wilson struck the bar
in the unbeaten run that we have. Because honestly, what I've seen is one of the worst unbeaten runs in my life.
Harry Wilson struck the bar a second time. He could have scored a second goal.
About Tuchel. This ain't Tuchel, bro. This is what's the word? We lost. How much did Nottingham Forest lose today? Did Nottingham Forest lose the other day? We lost 3-0 to Nottingham Forest at home, bro. Like, I'm not forgetting these performances that we had, bro. Before this so-called unbeaten run, we have the performances level haven't changed. The performance level hasn't changed at all. It's more like we're getting wins over the line, but that's it. We're getting wins over the line, luckily. And it started with Inter in the last minute.
We're getting wins in spite of the performance. And that's just that.
I honestly think in any other situation, I'd back you, you know. In this situation, I can't back it. I'm sorry to tell you. Against teams like Sunderland, Leeds, what's it called? What is it? How many Leeds again? Like, what do you want me to?
And this goes back to what we were just talking about before. Beating teams you're supposed to beat. You can always have them big performances against them top teams.
Okay. So we did. Okay, when we didn't beat Leeds, what happens then? We didn't beat Leeds twice, home and away. So what happens? What's going on? See what I mean? See, now you're getting see now you understand, bro. Home and away, we didn't beat Leeds, bro. I'm being that serious.
Hey, all I know is your next game's against Arsenal. We haven't spoken about Arsenal yet. Liverpool fans knowing that he's defending is so poor. You must be worried.
Listen, if you guys don't defend in a block, we're fine. But if you guys do low block against us, we're finished. I'm being real. That because any team that's on a low, I told you, any team we play a low block, we're done. We don't have any answers for it. So just honestly, play some expansive football, get your lines high, and I think we can do something.
You know what would be crazy? Nunes would have at least done something against some low blocks. But the thing is, Nunes had too much time and failed way too much to be given another season at Liverpool. Yeah. Because with some of them runs with some of them balls that Verts plays, Nunes,
Yeah, Nunes would have ate that up. I mean, he would have missed the shot at the end. I'm being that sure. he would have took it down. Probably his touch would have bobbled away, or his shot would have skied outside. But we have two good. I'm being real. We have Ekitike, who didn't play that against Fulham, but hopefully he's back against Arsenal, which could be a big win, of course, if he comes back when he comes back against Arsenal. I hope just the manager had played 5 midfielders against Fulham. You know, he played 5 midfielders and 1 attacker, and that's Gakpo. Do you know this guy is a joke? He's becoming a joke now. Honestly, the Liverpool fan base understand what's going on now. They fully understand. Like, this guy is scared to lose games. He's scared to lose games. That's all it is.
You guys put him under so much pressure.
But he doesn't want to win them anymore.
It's sad because the first season, he was still doing his thing, getting accustomed, but nobody gave him the credit because everybody said it was Klopp's team. Now this summer he's gotten someplace, he wants to try new things, and everybody's making it look like a joke. So I'm thinking, gets no credit last season. This season he's just like, well, I have credit in the bank because at least with the club, because I won the league my first year, I can try some stuff this year, see what happens. No Salah, let me try and see what I can do. Outside of that, let's see. But it's just costing him his job.
Do you think he's trying to get to the summer and just hope for a top 4 spot and then move on from there?
Yeah, it looks like that. Because
honestly, because
nothing else makes sense to me.
If he doesn't try and change something soon, honestly, this could get to. I'm telling you now, because I looked at again. I looked at the next 5 games. Or the next 5, 6, 7 games. Like it could get to a point of no return again. It could get to the point where we lose a big loss against a weaker team again. And I'm thinking, and the fans will not be happy with that, bro. I'm being real with you.
Yeah, you know I'm laughing.
The Anfield crowd is not having any of these performances. I beg you. I'm telling you now. I'm telling you now. This Anfield crowd is not having any of these performances. Look at the performance against Leeds.
Forget about the Anfield crowd. How are your set pieces and what's your away form?
It's not, the away form is not as bad as I don't think. I remember seeing that the away form is not as bad. The home form is not too great. It's like I told you, it's the performances at home. The basics are the basics at home is get the fans behind, behind you. So press and of course press, move, pass the ball forwards, have some progressive movement, progressive passes, and they haven't done that against a team like Leeds. And if they continue to do that, in more home performances, more home games, and I promise you, the Anfield crowd's gonna turn. The Anfield crowd's gonna turn quick. That's how the Anfield crowd. That's how you lose the crowd, and that's how you completely lose them.
Yeah, but you're not. But this game, you're not playing at home. You're playing away. You're coming to the Emirates.
I'm saying to you. I'm talking about the future games. I'm saying the next game away from home. Next game's away from home against Arsenal. You can play like that away from home. But when you come home, when you come at your ground, you're always the A side. Anfield at your ground is always the A side. No matter what team you play, you're always the A side. So if you try to play like a B side at your home ground, you think the fans are gonna have that? No, the fans are not having that. The fans are not gonna have that, bro. So and against Arsenal, you could happily play probably a lower block and do all that stuff and be conservative. But when it comes to home grounds at Anfield, that's never happening. No chance.
Hey, all I know is Chelsea, Spurs, Man City, they're all going to be looking at you on midweek to see if you can do a job for them.
Yeah, I agree, bro. But I'm telling you, that's not happening. It's not happening.
Fair. Let's get into the Arsenal game. Arsenal are now 6 points clear. We've gone from a 2-point lead to a 6-point lead in a matter of a couple of days. And the performance versus Bournemouth, although we started off shaky with the poor goal, Gabriel bounced back immediately and scored himself. That's respect from him. Going and making a mistake and then immediately righting his wrong by getting a goal back. Declan Rice, what a performance, coming back from injury and bagging a brace. The main thing I got to take away from this game, though, is the bench. The bench that we have, the squad that we have, the team that we have. It's just so much quality in the team. Saka didn't even start the game. He came off the bench, no problem. We still win the game, and he's a big part of it. Gyökeres, everyone's going to criticize Gyökeres. They're going to criticize the fact that Eze is not playing much, but we're still winning these games. And Eze is going to be fresh. He's going to come off after not playing many games, a couple of games in a row, fresh to start against Liverpool most likely. Trossard comes off the bench, and he's one of our best performers for the last couple of weeks. Martinelli was not great. I thought Zubimendi, solid performance once again. Martin Odegaard, 3 games back-to-back where he gets a goal contribution. Solid performance from him. Nkapie is kind of just filling in where Calafiori left off. Calafiori's been missing. Nobody even notices. Timber, solid performance again. And Saliba, solid performance. David Raya couldn't really do much to save any of the goals I thought that were scored. So he was out of position for one, and the other one, it wasn't really his fault. It was a great goal, one of those screamers from outside the box. But yeah, all around, my main takeaway from this game is mentality. Traveling away from home, tough grounds where we dropped points last season. We're going there and we're winning this season. And every single game, somebody else is stepping up big time to show us we don't only have one person in this team. It's not a one-man team. We have a squad, and every single game, another player is stepping up to win us these games.
I mean, yeah, we have the only thing, my takeaway is that we have a team that is dynamic, that can play in different ways. If we need to play a low block, we'll play a low block. If we need to play transition, we'll play transition. If we need to play through the wings, we have the wingers that can do it. And that's a good thing for any team to be able to do. So I'm just happy that we can answer these questions. Every time a question is asked, we answer the question. Gabriel showed mentality by causing that goal and 5 minutes later scoring, the equalizer. And I know, like, the minute we win 3-2, guess what the narrative was? Gyökeres did not score. Eze has not played enough games. I'm like, no, let's talk about the football that Arsenal played. The second goal doesn't happen without Gyökeres dragging away 4 defenders. That second goal does not happen without Gyökeres run. There were 4 defenders marking him, where he was trying to kick the ball and it took a deflection off a defender, or the defender tried to kick it, took a deflection, and it fell into the path of Odegaard, who laid it back to Declan Rice. If you go back and watch that passage of play, the ball was played over. In fact, the 5th defender was chasing him, so there was nobody tracking Declan Rice. So when people start saying, oh yeah, I know we bought him to score goals, I want him to score goals, but the beauty of this Arsenal team right now, the way the team is set up is we share our goals and we're a squad, we're a team. So everybody plays for everybody, perfect for me. When they get to the point where they can go into gear 2 and individuals can begin to give me moments, Saka can dribble 4 people and score on his own, I'll take it. But till then, we're a formidable team that we know how to defend and we find ways to score. And that's the most important thing. This is Declan Rice's first brace in the Premier League as a player in a game. He's never actually scored a brace before. This is his first brace, and I'm happy for him that it happened for him. But again, it was the passage of play and the way we set up. Bukayo Saka byline cut back in. Again, Saka cutting back in. Jesus, was it Jesus or who was it that was dragging another defender away? I went back and watched and I was like, you follow these players, you give him the opening, he can crash the box. Again, teams will watch this and see it, and then they'll, of course, try and play counter against it for us in the next game. But it's about the fact that we're dynamic and we can change it. If it's not Declan scoring, then it's Gabriel scoring with his head. If it's not Gabriel scoring with his head, it's Saka giving a deadly crossing. If it's not Saka giving a deadly crossing, it's Odegaard taking a shot from outside the box. If it's not Odegaard, it is Trossard coming clutch. I mean, all these players, we literally have over 10 players who have scored for the Arsenal team this season already. And that for me is a good thing, because you never know who to mark, who you're stopping. Is it Calafiori you're stopping, or are you trying to stop Timber, who's overlapping and eventually finds himself in a position to head the ball in? So for me, I'm just not going to label this team the way everybody's tried to label it and say, oh yeah, but your striker is not scoring. I don't care. We have the second highest number of goals scored in the season. So again, they say City has scored more goals. City has scored only 4 goals more than us.
And they scored one of them today.
No. They scored 4 goals more than Arsenal. Like, so when people say we're not scoring, I'm like, why do we just make things up? Like, the truth is, as a team, we have 4 less goals than City.
But to be fair, they have 4 less goals conceded than us.
Yeah, but again, that gives us the same number of goals difference. We've conceded less, they've conceded more. And if you look at the percentages of even like when people started saying things like, oh, we're the own goal FC, even if you look at those percentages of own goal FC, it's the same number of percentage that it has contributed. If you take away 3 goals from us, right, from our 40, how many have we scored now? We scored 40 goals. Take away 3 goals, that means we scored 37. Take away 3 goals from City, they scored 41. If you look at the percentage contribution, it is 0.8. Like, that's like 8%. So for us, it's 8%. For them, it's 7.9%. And what are we doing? Like, it doesn't make any sense. So all that narrative is what I hate the most. It's just
but you know something? As much as everyone's celebrating and we're 6 points, that is still only 2 games. It's not enough of a cushion. I need at least 10 points by March before I can start saying, yo, I need to call work and say, yo, book me off these days. That's what I'm not even looking at book me off these days. I like the fact that we have a cushion, because what cushions are for. Again, I'm saying I want at least another 4-point cushion before I start booking celebration.
We probably might not even be able to get to that level of 8 points or 10 points cushion. And I'll tell you why. City is a difficult team. They're going to keep trying to win their games. But what 6 points does,
the next game,
that's my point. But what 6 points does for us is it allows us room to rectify any mistake that we make, because we will make a mistake. If we make a mistake in the next game, it is now time to rectify it in the next game, because all you have is that cushion. I'm happy with cushions because, again, it allows you
to head out quickly. Sorry about that. I'm going to head out.
It allows you to the freedom to focus to focus on your game. I'm not even worried about the trying to get to 10 points cushion. No.
Let me hear from
Bryce. And I'm glad. Finally, I'll just say that I'm glad that there's still an Aston Villa in the mix that will throw some spanners in the works for certain people as well. I'm glad that they're there as well, because it helps. It helps. We've played them. We've played our Aston Villa games. We're done with Aston Villa. We're not playing them again. So I'm glad they're in the mix, because they will help with their own nonsense. Whatever it is that they're able to do, whether it is just to frustrate the team, even if they don't win, even if they lose that, if Aston Villa loses, but at least that extra game, which is a difficult game to play, plays on the mentality. So yeah.
All right, what you saying, Vice?
Yo, I hear everything. I hear. I
You've
have
seen
friends.
title-winning sides for Chelsea. Do you now see
Yeah,
an Arsenal title-winning side?
I've, it's been a while. Um, honestly, if I'm speaking honestly, there's nobody else here. It's just the three of us and the chat. And the chat can't. You know, what I mean, them guys can't say nothing to me. Um, it looks a serious team. It looks a serious team. Before, you know what I mean, the front running and stuff like that, the front running allegations, guys, this is a team that knows now, all right, it's serious. You can see it on every player's face. We've had these leads before. The gap's been bigger than this before. Don't matter. Let's still try and win every game. We're gonna treat every game the same and go. You can see it in the players' faces. That I feel like the past couple seasons, especially the embarrassment from it, and even when the narrative wasn't necessarily Arsenal bottling it versus how good other teams have been, you can tell they've had to kind of hold their heads down a bit. I see a different team. I see a different team. I see a different energy. Some people want to say it's adding certain players. I don't even think that's it because you guys still have the same core. All you did was add one or two players. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I don't want to hear guys tell me about Kepa's made a difference. Like, let's just cut the nonsense out. The real difference makers are one is Gabriel, two Martin Odegaard. As much as people don't want to hear it, it's these guys are making a difference.
Raya,
Everybody's
Gabriel.
completely bought in. Yeah, everybody's completely bought into what they have to do. My worry, and this is my worry because we see it in the world of sport a lot. What happens when you have you lose a game you were supposed to win? Because we know in this sport it happens a lot. You lose a game you're supposed to win. Well, they've already answered that. They bounce back. They kick on with a decent run of games. So that's the only concern I have. It's in City's hands. It's in your hands to lose. Yeah, you might need, I'd say, 2 points. 8 points could be the buffering space you guys might need. I don't see it getting to 10, 11. I don't
No,
see
I
it.
don't even see getting to 8 Bites. See, look, Bites, let me say something to you.
Yeah.
I agree with everything that you're saying, right? I don't even see it getting to 8 because of how good the City team is. Let's not try and again we're underestimating Aston Villa because what people are not looking at, there's a May 24th game that I'm waiting for, Villa City. May 24th.
Ooh.
That game.
Way too long. That's the
No,
last game of the
yeah,
season.
I know. But my point again is
Man's talking about the last game of the season, bro. The league will be done by then.
The league might be done by then. But
no, if
it's
the
a
league
World
is
Cup
not
period.
done,
We've seen a lot of craziness.
in a world where things, because again we see how quickly football changes, and I'm not going to be ignorant to the fact that anything can happen, right? You can go on and draw 3 games back to back. It's not impossible. I don't want to speak in the ethers. I take it back, but stuff like that happens, right? My point is, if we get to the last game of the day and that's the decider, that May 24th game is a massive decider for that kind of scenario. But if we can have our 6-point cushion and win, even if we draw a game, we know that we have got to kick back up in the next game and win it. It puts us back at 4 points ahead, regardless. Whatever it is, City have to win 2 games to supersede us. And those 2 games, one of them will be against City because we're going to play them. So let's just remember that we're going to play City in one of these 2 games. This cushion we have, we're going to face them. What we do in that City game determines if we beat City at the Emirates, at the Etihad, right? If we go there and we beat City, that's the league done. Because at that point, they can't catch up anymore. At that point, because they still have to play Villa on the last day, remember? Which is a difficult thing, but Villa is not going to want to drop out of the top 4 by then.
Listen, for me, for me, asking that. I never bought into the Newcastle hype a couple seasons ago. Villa's more serious to me, but I don't think they do. I don't think in the grand scheme of the league this season.
It's not them challenging for the league buys that I'm saying.
No. I mean, in the grand scheme of how the league plays out this season,
Yeah,
I don't see them being
they're 8
a
points.
major factor.
They have the same point with City right now.
Oh,
At
yeah,
this stage.
no,
Hold on,
I completely
but look at the thing.
understand.
See, they have an 8
I
point.
don't trust Villa to. I don't trust Villa to keep stable enough to
They have
where
they have
they
a lot.
play a
They have a lot.
serious factor.
That's what this is what I'm saying. They have a lot of cushion right now. They have 8 points over Liverpool and they have 11 points over Chelsea, right? So the thing is, hear me out. I'm saying by the time they get to the no, hear what I'm saying, Bice. I'm not saying that they're going to be there and about struggling to be at like close to City. No, if they're getting to the end of the season, right, where they need that one game to stay in the top 4 against City. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm saying that Villa is now fighting to get back in. Like they've dropped off and they now literally need that because of the cushion they've given themselves. 11 points is a lot of games. So by the time they get to that 11 and we're at the end of the season, if they have to fight for that one game, Unai Emery, we've known him to do a madness like that before, to be able to qualify just like that. That's what I mean. So Chelsea might be in and about. Chelsea might be third by this time, and then Liverpool fourth. But then now it's a case of the fifth, right? Five teams. Is Villa fight? They've given themselves enough cushion now that I think that they can, and because they still have to play one of the top contenders, which is City, that in itself is an issue for them. That's what I'm saying. Because now Villa will be fighting for Champions League. City is fighting for Premier League.
Yo, Bice, you want to know something?
You see what I'm saying?
I need to tell you something.
What's up?
People don't want Arsenal to win because the day we win, it changes how people communicate in football. The way they communicate about Arsenal, communicate about Arsenal is, oh, you haven't done it in a while. You're not. They treat us. They act like, oh, we're not. You're not one of the biggest teams. You're not this. You're not that. I have City fans talking to me. I have your club talking to me. I have Tottenham fans talking about them winning a trophy last year. I have Man United fans talking about them winning league cups and stuff like that. To me, I think once we win this league, if we do win it, as I am confident we're going to win it, there's going to be a whole change in how people discuss Arsenal Football Club and
there has to be a level of respect to it.
Because I remember Liverpool. I remember Liverpool going 30 years, and the way people spoke about them, it domestically was like, oh, you guys don't do nothing. They won the Champions League with Klopp. They won the Champions League with Benitez, but they're like, oh, Leicester have more league titles than you. They talk shit. So I think as much as people say Arsenal fans are unbearable, the way you guys discuss Arsenal is no longer going to be the same.
Yeah, but again, here's the thing. I doubt that it will change a lot. The truth is, they've tried to keep. No. Let me explain. Let me explain why. You see, you're trying to speak for people who genuinely, regardless of how good a team is. I like the conversation we've had with Bice right now. That I had with Bice. Bice was like, "Look, let's talk about it. Arsenal look a serious team." I take my Arsenal hat off. I'm looking at football. This is a proper team. That's the bottom line, right? This is not about. They can't even admit that. What they will try to say is, well, it was a season where this and that happened. You guys were just lucky to win it. They're going to spin it because, again, they do not have the capacity to remove banter and actually talk about football.
For me, this season means more in terms of why everybody's almost even. Because I said it August, we're going to see a league this year across the world across the leagues where everybody's going to be given 110 because going to that World Cup
means a lot to everybody.
A World Cup here just does so much more for players up here and the ability than what you see. It's why you see guys in Southampton playing like they're playing for Champions League football. It's why you see guys all over. You're seeing guys just come out of nowhere. Oh my God, look at this guy, look at that guy. Guys want to go to the World Cup. And as much as this World Cup has the most nations ever this year, you're going to see it more and more. Where the cream is going to separate, February, March, right there, that last 2 weeks of February to that second week of April. March. Yeah, that's
by the way, Bice, thanks for that today. Because I'll be sending you Kai Havertz and Madueke trophy pictures.
Oh, listen. It'll be the first one I've seen of Kai Havertz since 2020. So maybe, you know what I mean, he deserves something.
No, but After many
It's-
years of you sending me trophy pictures of former Chelsea players at Arsenal, former Arsenal players at Arsenal, I'll send you back some former Chelsea.
Yeah, because
players.
again, you know one
If
thing.
it
One
happens,
thing.
I'll
One
take
thing.
it. If it
Vice,
happens, I'll
Vice,
Because
take it.
even you have to admit,
let me say this
Madueke
real
has been
quick.
good for Arsenal.
Vice, let me say something real quick about Chelsea. At the beginning in the summer, do you remember this again when we're streaming? And I said, when this Chelsea team clicks, there will be a proper team. Today, the game that you guys played proved it, and I'll tell you why. You went into that game with some of not your best players. There was no Caicedo, there was no Cucurella in that game. Let me finish. You went into that game without a manager and all the disarray going on at your club, right? You went in with your under-21 manager who set up as a low block in the first half, and in the second half decided, okay, it's time to open up a little bit and let's go. And you got something out of it. This tells you the quality of players that you have. This literally shows you that, yes, it's the inconsistencies that is the problem. It is the inconsistencies. If you're talking the quality, the players that Chelsea have, individually, the quality is there. Now, the inconsistencies is what needs to be fixed. I hope your new manager can come in and regulate you guys. Because when people talk about Arsenal, I try to point back to the fact that we're consistent. In 20-something games, we've lost 2 games, and every time we've lost, we've come back and bounced back and played and won 4 or 5 games on the bounce. Yep. Right? Even when we're playing badly. So my point is, if you guys get to that point where you can add consistency to your game, you have a young squad that I guarantee you over the next couple of seasons. I've been saying this since last season. I know people don't want to hear it, but it's the truth. Take my hat off, take banter away. Chelsea, when they click, are going to be dangerous. Like I said, United is my dark horse this season. For some random reason, I just really feel it in my heart that those guys.
I never underestimate those fools.
Yeah, they'll just be there somehow.
But this is the last I'm going to say on Chelsea in regards to consistency, and I'm just going to be consistent about it as well. Chelsea, and when the players pay for that, but there's something about when guys come to Chelsea and when guys go to Arsenal. Every time they leave, they always bring up their time at these clubs because playing for the badge, that specific badge, it means more. It just means more. My thing is, I'm scared that my owners will hamper my success too much to a point where some of these quality players that you're speaking about now have enough.
Yeah.
So, we have them signed for long, but don't underestimate a player's wanting to leave your football club and being done with what you have to offer.
And if that player is quality, like we all agree, some other club will pay for that.
Imagine Reece James says he wants to walk because
if Palmer or Reece James wants to leave right now, I guarantee you there are clubs out there that are ready to buy out that contract. They'll buy it out. Let's be realistic. They will buy it out immediately. Let's not even, and I hear you on that, but I'm just even speaking to your football, and I think that the running of the club, again, none of us here have worked with a football team, and we've never run a club ourselves, so we don't know the inner workings. But at least we can watch the game and be like, hey, this is a quality player, this is a quality team, or this is, like Robert Sanchez, for all the hate and all the nonsense people have said about him, I think I've seen a goalkeeper who has actually improved. Now, is he Chelsea standard? No. But has he improved? Yes, as a person. That's the big difference. And that improvement is key because in certain games, he's kept you in those games. He's been the one,
Our next game, we play Liverpool. Is Thing injured?
Who?
One of their guys. Is he injured or was he just not playing today?
I don't know. They said he'll be back for the Arsenal game.
Ekitike has a hamstring injury.
No, they said he'll be back for the Arsenal game.
I think hamstring injury. I think they just want to rest him for the Arsenal game.
Are you sure?
I'm convinced. He's going to magically appear. He's going to magically appear on the team sheet. I promise you.
1 second. Slot says Ekitike has a hamstring injury.
Yeah, and then he'll say, well, let's see how he does, and we'll see how and then all of a sudden on Tuesday he's training with the team, and then on Thursday he's on guys, it's not Igal, don't get carried away by these guys. You know what they're doing now. We've seen this movie before.
Igal, remember we saw Cole Palmer be not cleared, and then all of a sudden he's in training pictures and on the pitch. So listen, Pep's done it. Tuchel's done it.
Arteta has done it with Saka.
Even Arteta's done it with Saka before.
With Saka many times. We've done it. Let's not play.
We'll just wait. All of a sudden they're gonna post a video.
Let me name the players who are gonna miss the Liverpool game. So of course Mo Salah is at AFCON, right? Isak's injured, Endo's injured, Baciatic's injured, the Giovanni guy's injured. Higo Ekitike potentially could miss it, and that's it. So they're gonna have most likely they're gonna have a front three of Szoboszlai, Florian Wirtz, and what do you call it, Cody Gakpo, with what do you call it, a midfield of Ryan Gravenberch, McAllister, and Curtis Jones, and a back line of Kvaratskhelia. Sorry, not what did I say, Kvaratskhelia? I mean, what do you call it, Kirkes, Van Dijk, Konate, and Connor Bradley. And
Don't be
Allison
surprised if you see Frimpong in their front line as a right winger. He came in today and did quite well. So he might be the guy that they'll put there instead of this thing. They'll drop Szoboszlai to the midfield, probably put Szoboszlai, Curtis Jones, and someone keep McAllister on the bench. And if he's smart, he should play Federico Chiesa on the left, because again, that's somebody who is a natural attacking player, you know. So yeah.
He never played Chiesa.
And I said, but if he's smart, he should. I mean,
if you have somebody who does, Liverpool are coming to our ground.
For some reason, managers have players that don't like. Amorim hates Kobe. This guy just hates Chiesa for whatever reason. I don't.
This is the first time I feel like
it's weird, right? It's like having a hammer, right, and then saying, "I'm going to use my pliers to knock the nail."
Imagine Klopp not playing Shaqiri back in the early days.
Yeah, I feel like we should batter them. I don't know about you guys.
No. See, again, I mean, what most fans don't know is, I don't know if you ever spoken to professional footballers after a game. When you batter a team, it takes more out of you, both physically and otherwise. We have 9 games this January. You're talking about going to batter a team so that by the next game we're already burnt out. Then we lose the next 2 games. Like, we don't realize this as fans. We want this to be able to banter people and say, we battered you, Liverpool. I don't care. I want a clean sheet for Raya. I want a 2-0 win, and I just want to move on. And it's at the Emirates. We have the 12th man. We don't have to get into gear 3. We frustrate them. We know how we can score against them in many ways that they can't score against us. We get the 2 goals and we move on. That's the way, because there's 9 games this January. Now, if there was 4 games this January and there was rest time in between, go batter them, because I can give my players 2 days of rest before they come back to training. But you're asking us to go play heavy-handed football, batter a team, rest for one night, return to training the next day, play another FA Cup game. Dude, this is where you manage your players and you manage the minutes. You just don't, yeah. If there's any battering to be done that I really want to happen, I just pray that we sail through in the Champions League, easier teams for us to the final, then batter whoever is there in the final, like PSG did last year. That's what I want. Just go into the final and score 4 goals in the first half and lock up shop. I know that you're also winning the Champions League. But for now,
you know what?
Steady the ship.
I don't want to hear any excuses of Man City have injuries, because when we had Eddie Nketiah and Rob Holding as our squad depth, nobody cared about that. They said you should have had better squad depth.
Yep, you should.
Mm-hmm. So I don't want to hear no excuses about your only fit centre backs for the Brighton game being what's his guy's name? The Pakistani guy. Kusanov and Ake are their only fit centre backs for the next game. And they could potentially have both Rodri and Rodri's going to have to play the full 90 as their other guy is injured also.
We've seen Fabinho play centre back, so it's worse than watching that. So
they don't have enough midfielders to play Fabinho to play Rodri centre back.
Pep's gonna have to figure a way to do it.
That's on him.
I don't give them no excuses.
Yeah, exactly, that's on him, because nobody gave any excuses to us when we had injuries last season. Nobody gave excuses. I feel
like best manager in the world, find a way. We saw him do it. We saw him do it with the 3 John Stones in midfield. We saw him do it. So let's see what his mind comes up with. But, yeah, man.
Anyways, we're gonna wrap it up here. You guys have yourselves a wonderful day. Big up everyone in the comment section. Great show.
I'll just say this out. I want to put this out in the ethers, and if it comes to pass, you guys remember that I said it here first. If by some mistake we win a quad, if by some mistake in an alternate universe it happens that we win all 4 tournaments that we're in, I promise you, people on the internet, do you see Arsenal fans are unbearable?
Of a lifetime.
You said Arsenal fans are unbearable. I said no. I said if again. I did not say we're going to. I said if by some mistake it happens. That's what I said. If by some error, somewhere in the matrix of like tick tick, something tweaks and that happens. Just you wait and see. Wait and see. Wait and see.
Okay.
If by some error, but if that error doesn't happen, just give me the Premier League and then give me one other domestic trophy and we'll see what happens in the Champions League and I'll be fine.
All right, we'll wrap it up here. You guys have yourselves a wonderful day. Big up everyone in the comment section. Catch you guys in the next one. And please do check out the title sponsor for these videos, OK Jerseys. We're out of here, people. Love.